So I'm in the middle of making a video for this Quadrunner right here. Picked it up not too long ago, non-running. Got it running, but there's some other stuff that I'm doing with it. But this was my good one. You might have seen a video of it in the past, and now it won't start. So I ended up troubleshooting it down to the pickup coil, which is gonna be this plug here, which you probably can't see from there, but basically it goes down into the stator, and they don't make them anymore. And I ended up ordering a Chinese pickup coil. Well, actually a whole stator for TaoTao, but Chinese, you know what? We'll just get into it. Hi, this is Schwartz. So where we have to get into is in there. So we'll start taking stuff apart, I suppose. Alright, 10 years later, now that stuff's off, I think we might be able to get away with just taking that stuff off, and then like probably this shifter, and I think that'll be it. But if I would have been thinking, I would have been draining the oil, because that also has to happen before we take this cover off. Yeah, we'll get to that, I suppose. You always gotta save your Christmas tree boxes for situations like this. While that's draining, I'll continue on this. Oh, off to a great start. Are you serious? I really didn't think this was going to be this bad. Thank God that side's missing already. All that just for it to snap off, huh? Lovely. Well, that opened things up a little bit. Holy smokes, it actually came out. You piece. Not sure if that shifter has to come off or not, but I guess I might as well just take it off, because if I don't, then I probably will have to take it off. Alright, well, I skipped a couple parts there because I've been struggling with this for going on like 8 hours now. So, basically, got the cover off, finally. The two bolts that snapped, I tried extracting and I couldn't. And they were seized in there, like right into the cover too. And then this alignment pin down there. So I ended up smacking the alignment pin thing with the hammer, because I knew that was seized. I could tell by where it was catching and stuff. And then just cleaning up some of this gasket here. Once that broke off, then I was like, well, you know, that's broke. I might as well just keep breaking stuff. So started out with the chisel at this one, this broken bolt up here. I'll kind of get you in here a little bit, but yeah, I started hitting like the top part of the cover with the chisel, and that broke off and broke loose. So then I was able to start wiggling it, because that one was already loose from hitting that. So yeah, that's that. There's some gears missing. There's a gear that goes here, and then some forks or something up there, I think. It kind of all fell out because this exhaust pipe was in the way, so I had to take this part out, and I got a mess. But basically the part that we're in here for, now that I'm showing you the sealant, and I'll have to order a new seal because somewhere in the line this broke, but actually I might just throw that on there. Who cares if I gotta add a little oil. I don't know, we'll see. But this is the stator here, and the pickup coil. This is what we're going after. We're going to be changing. The wires were they're soldered together with these little insulator guys over it. And then this stuff was down in this channel here, and then like crimped in with these little fingers and that thing. But now I gotta unsolder this one and grab that other one over here. Grab this one, and then I'll chop this one off of here and put it on there. Alright, so as you saw there, I just swapped this guy out. They're kind of different, but I'm hoping they're the same enough. They have similar resistance, or I guess the other one didn't anymore, but it was at one point. So now we'll test this one. I don't know if you can see that. 119.5. So that's good. That's should have been where we would be done, and then we could just clean this up and put it back together. But now I get to do something here. I guess I'll put this to the side. Good now. I'll probably get some Jb-weld on this or similar type of adhesive. I'll look to see if there's one of these seals in there, and then look at a parts diagram to see how that transmission and stuff goes back together. But yeah, that's the mashed potatoes. While I wait for the seal to come for this guy, because I found one online, just a generic. I got the size of this one and ordered a generic one on Amazon. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna do something with this. I have some Jb-weld here from, I don't know, a couple years ago, so hopefully it's okay yet. And I don't think there's much of a chance that I'll be able to reuse these holes. This one maybe, but I don't know, it also might warp it weird if there's not a whole circle there. Maybe the gasket will be even worse, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. But for now, I think I'll just worry about this. I think I'll mix up some Jb-weld, put that on, and then have this clamp here. I think I'll go somehow across to clamp it together and then put more Jb-weld on, just so there's some inside the crack too. Hopefully it works alright until it's starting to separate. There, I suppose we'll see what that does. There's a little bit of a uneven edge there, but I'm hoping that gasket will be thick enough to get in there, and I might put a little extra like gasket sealant stuff on there just in case, but I don't know. Hopefully it'll be alright. Especially without being able to put a screw in that one, it's kind of gonna be tricky, but I guess we'll see. Now we just gotta start working on getting these bolts out down here, and once we get the seal in, we'll be able to clean everything up and get it put back together. Well, that hardened up pretty good, I'd say. Forgot to grab that gasket to change out. Just gonna throw this in. Are you serious? I already got dirt in it. I thought that would have been a little more difficult to press in, but whatever. Alright, so next up is, can't remember if I did it off camera or not, but can you see that water down there? Yeah, I got a leaky roof. Just ignore that. But anyways, these bolts down here, I think are going to be my first order of business, and then I have to figure out a way to clean all that up without getting the gears and stuff dirty, as you can see here. Oh, actually I got that bolt out, that's right. So just this bolt, something has to happen with. I might just grind that flush because I plugged that hole anyways, but whoop. Then, yeah, I don't know. A bunch of dirt all over everything because there's dirt on top of this and then it fell in, so yeah. Well, I just ground down this bolt and forgot to hit record, so I'll just kind of reenact here. It was like, brah, 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 brah. And then I was like, that should be good. All right, we're making some headway here. I was looking up the like parts diagrams and stuff. This one's just for the cover, but got everything all put in, like the gears and stuff. Basically, when you got your like starter gear up there, and then this has to do with the, I already forget. I don't know, I can't remember which one this one is, the differential maybe or something, but anyway, so then there's very professionally and geniusly marked out different assortments of screws, because for some reason, I don't know if you can see this. What do I have to click to make this focus? Well, whatever. For instance, one of the ones that broke was 25, and then there's only two 25s, so that's that one left. And then basically I just had to go through, and the part number kind of tells you how many millimeters long it is, so I got my little millimeter stick here and got them all sorted out. So those will all go back in the right holes. Got this all cleaned up here. That could maybe be cleaned a little better, but we just won't look at that. Gotta find my expired gasket stuff here. I'm sure this is good yet. Maybe. And then whatever I did with the actual gasket thing. So I'll give her a generous dose of this gasket stuff in the areas where I think it might leak, such as that lip on the cover, which, sorry it's dark in here, it's raining so my solar panels aren't doing much, but this part here, I have to put the stator back in this too, but this part I just kind of sanded down and make it less abrasive of a jump, I guess you could say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a file apparently, so I can't file that goodly, but I might clean up some of this stuff more. But yeah, basically just gotta screw the stator back in, which is over here. And I think we're ready for reassembly here, so that's pretty exciting if you ask me. I was able to get this nut off so I could loosen this guy up more, so it should be more of a straight shot installing that cover than when I uninstalled it, because that was just a pain in the butt. But yeah, the only other thing I'm a little bit worried about is once this goes in here, I forget how that goes now, something like this, but that spacing here needs to be big enough, since the old one, I think I might have already explained this. Where'd the old one go? Jeez, I'm just a mess.
Different, but that's what sticks in my brain from childhood. Going to the eye doctor. Sticky yellow drop in the blue dye, or the blue light.
Yeah, wasn't that for checking pressure?
That's what I thought it was for checking pressure, but I don't know.
That's what I was always told, because I only ever had one or the other, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's a puff of air, but I was always told that the sticky stuff and the blue light was for pressure too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's what I was told too.
And then there's the other.
Alright, sorry for the rain sounds, if you can hear them. Maybe someday I'll have a real shot, but we're getting pretty scientific here, if you ask me. We've got the old dial caliper out, so basically I can't find the old one of these. I was going to measure the gap there so that I knew where to set this new one, obviously. But I can't find it, so I don't know. And actually, maybe I should just keep looking for it. It's got to be here somewhere. I know I kept it, and if I didn't, it's then in this garbage here. But basically, what I was going to do is measure down here. Come on, what a rough life, eh? No lights, no unleaking roof. So, well, I'll turn back on. Okay, boy, this is ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna measure here, and I apparently can't get this in here because I can probably get the specs on the clearance. Well, of course it's magnetic. The clearance for, well, I can't fit this in there. This is just, should I rotate it? Oh, you don't want to rotate, eh? I can't do this all at once. Hold on, give me a second. Alright, so I have a real approximate. Alright, I'm just gonna look for that thing. This is ridiculous. Alright, found a different gasket maker stuff, so that should be a little better because it looks like it might be newer. I don't know. Anyway, so if you're following along here, part number on this gasket is GT152, which you might already know if you just Googled it. But this is the moment of truth here. I don't know. A little bit nervous. You know, all this work comes down to this. This is usually where poop starts hitting the fan because you're like, I don't know why. Gaskets for some reason just make me nervous. I guess not necessarily gaskets themselves, like, you know, but the process of applying them is a little bit scary because how do you go? Like this? Like that? Because what's going on here? It's too thick for that. I don't know. Just something about it just not really working out right. And I wonder if I should grab a scissors for that. Where's my little cutty thing? Or maybe I can move there. I don't have to cut. Yeah, so I don't know. Looks like the holes line up. Yeah, well, what else do I need? Just to plan ahead a little bit. I already got my socket set, or socket on the wrench thing. I got my numbers pulled up here with my handy dandy genius little paper towel with the numbers on it. Hopefully everything lines up. Everything's clean-ish enough. We might have to change the oil shortly after this. If it works. Maybe I should test fit the cover first. That's a good idea. Before putting the goop and everything on there. Well, I'm sure it fits, right? I mean, why would it not? Yeah, I'm sure it fits. I think I'm gonna put a little bit over everything just cause I can. I kind of warped the cover pretty good, I think, when I was taking it off, so. There's a lot of pins in there that have to line up. So I'm thinking they're just getting held up on one, but might have to put in some extra gasket stuff up here. There's a pretty good gap. But it looks like everywhere else is closed pretty decent. So I guess we'll just start putting the screws in, see what happens. It's probably a certain torque to do this too, but desperate times. I don't have my drill bits out here to widen that up. So I'll just crack it a little bit. Whoop, careful there. Alright, I can do something about this one. When was that one? A 23? So it's supposed to be a 35. Would you be happy with a 30? Of course. Forgot to extract that bolt. Well, we might as well test right away if this is gonna work or not, right? So I'll plug in this. We're not gonna try to start it obviously because it doesn't have like oil or anything, and the stuff's still trying to dry, but I at least want to check for spark. How do I get over there? Oh, did you guys see that? Look at this. Look, are you looking? That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm kind of somewhat surprised that it's working, but all right. Well, I guess I have to put everything back together now. So yesterday we made, us made a lot of good progress on this. So I guess we'll just continue that today. I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be done yet. A lot of broken bolts that need to be replaced. I guess just two for the exhaust system. I gotta figure out how to get this exhaust back in there too. I don't know if I don't know. We'll just start doing stuff. Yeah, I wish I would have put some of this stuff in bags so I knew where stuff came from, but that would require bags. I don't have any out here. Alright, a little bit of an intermission here. So I was gonna go get my ratchets that have like the or like the open end wrenches that have the ratchet in it. And there's like, I knew before that there was cats that come up here because they're like wild cats and whatever. But there's like, this must be their kill spot or something. There's like blood on this and then fur. I don't know if they were fighting or something or what, but yeah, I just need the 12. So, yeah. So these gears in here are for the high, low, and super low. That's low, that's high, and then super low is over here, but can't get there right now because the tires want to move and stuff. But I don't, this must be made out of diamonds or something. My drill bits just don't want to get in there. Of course they're cheap Harbor Freight drill bits, so I'm gonna pick up some better drill bits. But for now, I'll just keep it in low because that's what I usually drive it in anyways. And then I'm going to finish putting the rest of this stuff together, and hopefully someday I'll feel like messing with this again, and then maybe I'll be able to use that high-low thing. But for now, I just want to be able to drive it. So this four-wheeler I've upgraded to the new style of floating muffler system. So you see here, this bolt is no longer a thing. Sound broke off, and then this part, well, this bolt broke off, and the one on the other side was previously broken off. So there's really nothing holding on this part other than this you know, friction fit floating design here. So I'm sure it'll be all right though, as long as I don't hit too many bumps. Maybe when I get my drill bit, I'll be able to, or my better set of drill bits, I'll be able to drill this one out and do something with that as well. I might even take that whole thing out someday and re-weld that on there, but that's a whole nother time problem because I just want it to run. I don't really care if it's whatever. Alright, so I'm down to just the broken bolts and then the bolts for the skid plates underneath, which I don't think I'm going to put on right now. Maybe I'll put them on quick. And then I also have these two nuts here that I don't remember what they're from. I remember taking them off and being like, oh, because like one went on each side. I was like, oh, I'll put one on each side, but I don't remember where they came from. But I'll just hold on to them, I guess. Alright, well, you were too hot and turned yourself off apparently, so I don't know what you all missed, but hopefully you get this. Gone through everything, pretty sure we're all ready to try to fire it up. Yeah, here goes nothing, I guess. Alright, well, she runs. That's great news. I'm kind of, I don't know, you know, it's just a great day. But I'm kind of surprised that it is running because there's so many different things that could have gone wrong. What's smoking? Did I get oil on something? It looks like the exhaust, can you see me? Why am I? The exhaust flange or whatever seems to be maybe leaking. There's some exhaust coming out of it, but where'd my light go? I just had it. There it is. I wonder if there's, oh yeah, there's oil in there now. Maybe even too much, but all right, that's great. Now I gotta take a video. That's awesome. I'll get a couple of the finishing touches done, like probably tightening that exhaust thing and I don't know, putting the fenders and stuff back on. But I think, would you calm down over there? But I think we're gonna call it there. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, if you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, don't care. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, toodles. Oh, you're still watching, eh? Pretty sure that's the wrong washer.